Have to have music. Oh, I got that bag today too. It's like for the saddle bags on the bicycle. Just sold over the rack. They're real small, but I gotta put something in there in the summertime. The bike you gave me, Meredith.
Oh, yeah? Well, hold on. I'm trying to get this so you're in the frame, Dennis.
Okay, you get ready. I don't know nothing about what you're doing.
I know. Poor Dennis. He has no idea what's going on here. He's just letting us use him as a guinea pig. You know what? Let's do this. Because I'm struggling to see you, and I want to see your face. They always see my face, Dennis.
You know, I've got holders for you that can do that.
I know. That would be too high tech. We're a charity. What kind of thing do you think we have going on here?
Just old, something else you can use.
Hold on, I'm scooting over. I'm going to get in your bubble, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
Don't move. You're perfect. Well, maybe a little bit closer. No, you're fine. Don't move. Don't move. You're in frame. You're in frame. Oh, there we go. Now I can see both of us. This is good. So, hi, everybody. I'm here today with, sorry, my hand. I'm here today with Dennis. Dennis is a current client of Caridad and a former client of Caridad, and so repeat visitor.
Yes.
But so I wanted to introduce you to everyone and for them to meet you. And so we are sitting, if you all are wondering what's going on here, well, one, I'm playing with my camera, sorry. But we are sitting here, we are at the Johnny Carson, which is downtown behind the donut bar, for those of you that are familiar with the donut bar in downtown. And we're sitting down here, and yeah, I'm with Mr. Dennis. So where are you from originally, Dennis?
I was born in Texas, educated, raised in Oklahoma, California a couple years.
Where at in Texas?
Seguin,
okay,
right by San Antonio. And then I hit the road like 1983. I came to Las Vegas, first place I came to.
83. What brought you to Las Vegas?
Housing and, I did work. 2 occasions I was here. I went to Los Angeles, I came back, and I got the welfare at the Los Angeles, so I had money to come back. And then I did live in a few places, for a while. And then I had work, yeah. And then another time I didn't work at all. I just gambled and drank a little bit, and that's messed up. So it wasn't very, very long, maybe 3 months. Went back to California.
Where in California?
Santa Barbara. And I was there for like 30 years total. I worked there until I started getting a disability, and I still worked a little bit, then I just gave it up. But,
what'd you do over there in Santa Barbara?
Construction mostly. I worked in motels as a desk clerk, manager, assistant manager, all that stuff. And then that's about it. Construction, hotels, I think, yeah.
And then what years were you're in the Marines. What years were you in the Marines?
1973, February 1st to 1975 in October. I got out early to go to, I had a scholarship. Mm-hmm. But it was in 75, and I wasn't supposed to get out till 76. So that meant I didn't get the good honorable discharge. I got under the honorable.
Other than honorable.
Yeah.
But so you still qualify. He does qualify. He's considered a veteran by the VA, so he still qualifies for veteran benefits. And we've gotten you housed before in the past.
Twice.
And twice. Oh, I didn't realize it was twice.
The first one that went for you got me at the hospital, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Took me right to back to that U.S.
I didn't even remember that. That's right.
I remember. Then
Shout
you took me right over to Twain.
And then right now, what's your current living situation? Are you outdoors or indoors?
Outdoors.
Outdoors. And then you're looking, though, for a place to rent. Do you want any roommates?
Not really. If I had my best situation in that, I would thought it would be a room in a house with own entrance, own bath, and maybe a possible mini kitchen, so I wouldn't have to bother anybody in the house. Be just come and go as I wanted to, without having interaction with anyone other than being on a passing by situation. So in the house, you got you had a roommate, you had to see them all the time, and people are fine, okay. I mean, but for me, I don't know. It's hard to find somebody I can live with. You might say.
And then, what is if anybody's watching, because Dennis is looking for a room or a place to rent, what is your budget?
I get a check now for $830 a month from an SSI.
So we need to go less than that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I calculated maybe $550 I could deal with that. I had like $280 cash for myself to do what I needed, and then, like I said, the house had laundry facilities that didn't have to pay for it. It'd be better. Anything that would be better for me. I know how to take care of myself on the food situation. You know, there's food banks and
Somebody just said, yeah, you shouldn't have to be outdoors.
No.
I agree. So if there's anybody out there that has or knows of a space within Dennis's budget, drop it below in the comments, because we would love to get him indoors with his money that he can afford, into a spot he can afford. But I think it's important to note too, do you have food stamps?
Well, that's been a problem. I haven't had these since December, and I went over there, and they sent me a letter that you gave me, and said something, what was I applying for? I thought they knew, you know, it said like food stamps on there, and so I sent it back again. I took it to a place on Nellis and Bonanza.
But I forget, you didn't get that much when you did get them, right?
No, I was getting like 20, but since the corona, the last few months, they were kicking in like maybe 190 or something like that after they were gone. Like the $20, or sometimes they're 16, 18, 20, whatever. When that was gone, I checked my card, and there was like, ooh, 180. I'm right at Circle K, because it was summertime, you know, to get an ice cold drink.
So to save money, preferably a place where he could cook food and have food. But then why he's saying that low price point, I'm guessing, is it because you need extra money for the food and things that you
Well, to get around, there's things you like.
Yeah.
If there's no laundry, I have to pay for laundry, whatever. There's some things I couldn't do at the house, like maybe a large blanket or something. I have to do it at the laundromat, you know, the large dryer, washer and stuff. Just that one thing, and then there's food, and then getting around town, the bus, pass, all that stuff. You know, I know you have them, but I'd like to, you know, I don't like to take advantage of that. You know, there's other people who need it more than I do. That's one thing I hate. Even like the church over there, I'd never go there, because I was one place in California, somebody came and the food was gone.
So I have known Dennis now for a few years, because we've helped him housing and rehousing, and I'm going to ask him some questions. But Dennis, I just want you to know too, I'm going to preface this with, you can tell me like I'm not comfortable answering that or whatever. Like I never want you to feel pressure.
Oh yeah, no, okay.
Especially because we're online and people are watching us. Right. So people are going to ask, but why have you been housed and then unhoused, you know, more than once? What's going on? Why people ask me sometimes, like, why would they not be housed?
With that apartment I had over on Twain, you helped me get there, and it was kind of a bad neighborhood. There was drug addicts and prostitutes and drug dealers and people getting shot. I've seen guns, people dropping and running. Seen people getting in and out of cars and vans with guns in their waistband, you know. So I felt real uncomfortable with that, and plus people were trying to bring that methamphetamines into my apartment, and I don't want anything to do with that stuff. And they were like, you know, getting mad at me and getting attitudes, and so finally I felt I was unsafe there, so I left that. And then I was Section 8 housing. I got discontinued because it was like the lease violation, but I got it reinstated when I was in California. I lived in California after that apartment. That was January 1st in 2000.
You went to Cali.
17 again. I came back in before the July 1st. Anyway, I didn't like that situation, but housing reinstated me because I told them my situation and why, and exactly why, which I don't need to get into, but they did reinstate me, and then they expired because California, that when I went back, I got in trouble and somebody they made false statements, 2 different people, and I had to go to jail, and it was in the court system, wasn't settled. California wouldn't help me because there, and so then I had to come back here, and then it expired before I could get anything really going.
Speaking of courts, I know we just had this conversation the other day. Dennis has been stopped before, and they assume that he's on drugs because of how he's talking. So that's a reality too, that Dennis, when he's out on the streets, has had to deal with. Do you want to tell us about like anything that happened when you've been stopped before and they just assumed you're on drugs?
Well, I got here one day. This is at the second place that you helped me get. I was up there, and the reason I left there was, it's like a different, living situation. You got to be compliant and all this stuff. I just couldn't deal with it, so I added out here again. So I was cruising down the street, my bicycle that you gave me over there, and the police, there's 3 of them coming this way, and I was going that way on Ogden. And they did a U-turn, and they pulled me over by the California against the wall and said, okay, where's your cocaine? I said, I don't have any. And where's your cocaine pipe? I said, I don't have one. And I had a history of doing that in California. And they I talked to an attorney about this situation. He says they have a database that they share information from California here. And then that was right after I changed residence. So then I was like on an alert, you might say, if somebody read it and like, change location, they don't know what's going on with me. They want to know maybe, for some reason, I have no interest in that and nothing with that anymore, and they thought they suspected me, but I did, and I didn't.
You're like, nope.
They pulled me over for a defective reflector on the bicycle rack. It was rattling. It wasn't completely screwed down. That was it. It cost me over $300. I went to jail one time. Didn't pay the fine the first time.
$300 for a defective
$328, which I
reflector.
paid the first time I got that next check to pay that, because it was like, hey, I don't want to go back and visit their little country club anywhere, There's people that need that too,
Wow.
But yeah, I'm straight, most straight. I drink a beer on occasion. It's not like a big habit, I had one sip of beer this morning, and that was it. And it wasn't it gave me the kind of got my head right, might say. And,
yeah.
Because a lot of times I get bothered about this and that. A lot of times it doesn't,
Well, and being outside, I can imagine that's stressful.
Yeah, you got people like over there across the side. I was over on the street over there, Carson, against the fence this way. But a woman came by, can I share your umbrella with me? I had it out. I says, no, I got to go see my parole. Always tell people I got to see my parole officer, right? I got 2 more meetings. I can't mess this one up.
Remember that hustle?
I can't have you around me. Please, no booze. Get ready to pop over here. No.
I like that. I might have to use that to get out of a conversation.
What time is it? I used to do that all the time in California. People left and right, because people know me very, very well in like 30 years in Santa Barbara. It's not really on the streets very long,
I love that. So that's what you use as your defense on the streets?
Yeah, over here I'm sitting around. Look, my parole officer's coming. Please don't be here right now. You got to go. If you have any kind of drugs on you, he knows you, or something, I'm in trouble. And they say, I got 150 years. What'd you do? Somebody asked me questions, I know how to get out of it. Yeah.
So they said God has something for everyone. Aww.
Oh yeah, I have had the test many times.
Oh, Dennis. Well, okay, today our goal is anybody watching, Dennis needs a place. He needs a place within his budget. Leave a comment after, because that's our main goal of today's today. Will you grab your sign? I want you to show people your sign.
Well, I got a hungry sign here. That's supposed to have you.
Whichever one you pick, or both, or
yeah.
I wanted to talk about Dennis and panhandling, because I think it's important.
Mark Smart today.
He got a dare. Show everybody here. Dennis got a dare. Shout out to Martin Smart, our friends at the Lutheran Church.
Yes, they're very good. And here's my sign I use most of the time. And sometimes I have a hungry veteran. That's all. California, that's all I needed. And I get what I need, and I get and go. It's not like I need to create money to get something else, like illegal or anything. I try not to do anything illegal. I told the officer the other day, said I try not to jaywalk too much, which I do on occasion. But I did do that for a long time. I mean, like years.
So now, what are some things when you're holding a sign, when you're flying a sign? What are some things that you're working on getting?
Food. Yeah, food. Yeah. See, look, the check I get, it's like gone in like sometimes 2 days, sometimes 3 or 4 days.
Like why? Just because people don't know.
A motel.
Mm-hmm.
And I got money coming back on the deposit. It came back, and it's supposed to pay that storage unit, which I paid that too. But the lady, they're not very good. I got to go over and talk to them again, because I think it did, because I was overdrafted because they switched money from the checking to savings. That's the overdraft charge they charge me. But now it's $9. See what I mean? So I might have got that deposit back from the motel, and the payment might have went to there, because I should have, instead of it was only 1954 I was overdrafted. I paid $5 in, but I should have like maybe $81. It's only $9, so it could have paid the storage. And the woman says no. I mean, sometimes I don't like talking on the phone, because they don't know what's going on, and get wrong information. If I talk to a person and look at, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault, but it's just things overlooked or busy or something.
So on an average month, you get around $800.
$830 now.
$830, and then so you've got pay for your storage. What else does your money go towards?
Well, I got that telephone, and I got 2 telephones I'm paying for. Another one this woman took off with, and I'm gonna have to go to the store and have them switch over to another phone that somebody gave me to replace that one.
So telephone, storage. What else? You said you sometimes get a hotel room.
Hotel room. That's usually it depends on the situation. Sometimes I'll give them like maybe over $200. Sometimes it's that's like 3 or 4 nights, and sometimes it's $200 for like 2 nights, and that's about it. Sometimes on the day of the week, and like something like the June is gonna be bad because they expect a convention and there's gonna be no rooms about the 10th, and so they'll charge the rates higher to cover all that the whole month till
I would love it if we could get you someplace before then.
Yeah, and them single suites, I don't prefer that because there's going to be children.
Those are expensive too.
Oh yeah, another thing, the children, they're okay, but they do like to talk and yell, scream, and run, and have fun. I mean, they make noise, okay, and it's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's just that I'd rather have to not be subject to that. Like I say, my Bluetooth, I don't like to have people listen to my music and whatever they're doing.
What kind of music do you like, Dennis?
Well, rock and roll, country, and western. There's a lot of people from Tulsa on there all the time that I listen to, like J.J. Cale. Eric Clapton's a very good friend of his. Eric Clapton's on a video one time. He was hitchhiking in England, going to see his friend there, J.J. Cale, in Escondido, but he had passed away. He was just going to pay his respects, at his gravesite. But he was in England. These people were asking questions, about what's going on because they didn't know he was a musician, I guess. I don't know. But he had like on the phone talking, I think like that. But I like the good musicians, none just super duper like what the heck, Like I'll push that button if I don't like the music,
Yeah.
It's got to be good, and like there's different bands. I couldn't tell you too many,
Who's your favorite band?
I couldn't say that. No.
Ah!
I just listened to John Cougar. That's the first time I listened to him in a long, long time. But he's my birthday brother. He's a year older than I am.
I met him one time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was fantastic. He was, like, so nice, so down to earth. I didn't know who he was because I don't know who anybody is.
I think he's Indiana, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. White T-shirt, jeans. He was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was very, very sweet. So, thank you.
How a place to live would be quite unique. I mean, because there are things that you don't get to do out here a lot of times. Like, well, brush your teeth or shower or wash your hair, none of that stuff. Even wash your hands a problem a lot of times.
What do you think that people don't know about, but what's one of the hardest things being on the street to keep track of, I should say, or
at this time, keeping warm and also getting food. There's a lot of people that don't get food. I have if I got some. There's one man that goes to the garbage can all day long. I give him food whenever I see him. It doesn't matter. He'll eat it. And that's one person. Other people, they don't have. Some people have the same clothing on. For who knows when. Some of us are very bad shape. Some of the people take care of themselves, but it's hard to say. Like there are different things. Like I said, everything you take for granted. It's not here for us on the streets.
I know people talk about safety, but what are some that you feel comfortable sharing? Some crazy things that you've seen on the streets.
I don't know. There are all kind of crazy things because there's a lot of things I get humor out of it. If I can see it, I'm not laughing at the person. Laughing at what's going on. Because that could be a good little skit on a comedy show. What is going on? This person doing that. But all kinds of different things. But that's crazy. I wouldn't know what to say. Well, the security guards, like 2 different places. I don't want to put any names on nothing, but they some people put you in a bad situation because they have that power and they'll use it. When they have the opportunity, it is not the right conditions. They should use that, And it's just like, they go out of their way to make things uncomfortable for a lot of the homeless people, for sure. And it doesn't matter. I've seen people, when even homeless, getting the same treatment. They're going to work and they say, hey, you're sleeping on the bus.
You know what? I think, too, the problem has been is people don't think of homeless as human, and they just want them gone and they don't want to see them.
Yeah, because you see so many bad things that look bad, and people take advantage. They'll camp out on the spot for as long as they can until police make a move or something happens, and people don't know what's going on. They don't know who they are. And if you got children, you don't want them to see that all day, and be concerned and maybe frightened about what's going on over there, And so that's the problem. But the thing is, there's a lot of people here are just regular people, not just bad on their luck, have no opportunity. There's people I know that should get an SSI check and they don't have it, or they say they don't have it, and I believe they don't have it. I mean, there's a lot of people like that. And I told Charlie that he used to work quite often, but he's been homeless like 15 years, he told me. And here in the city, he's from the city, and it's hard for him. He likes to work and get a place to stay in for a few days, whatever, and that's it. He don't want to have to be committed to have to work because he has bad feet, and he don't express that. But I said, Charlie, you get that for that too, and plus you're working, you can't work, and He just don't want to pursue it. It's hard to get started. You need people that get instruct people and tell them how to do it, because a lot of things they get discouraged by getting a letter saying you've been denied because they missed an appointment. All I have to do is make the appointment, see? And that's hard for a lot of people to do, and even they're scared to do what's going on, and they don't even know, and that's part of the problem.
Well, and it's hard too with applying for Social Security Disability, because you got to make your appointments, and if you don't have a phone, if you don't have a place to live, like how do you get your mail? And another thing that people don't think about too is you need an ID to do everything, and all your stuff always gets stolen when you're on the streets, and so a lot of times that's your ID as well. And so to get an ID now, with the Real ID Act, you have to have a birth certificate. So, but to get a birth certificate, you have to have an ID.
There you go.
So it's like, how do you do all this when you don't have those things and you don't have an address? So that's just one example of things that people don't think about. But even things like bathroom, if you're not allowed, and I own it. I've wet my pants because I haven't been able to use a bathroom when I was homeless. But you're not allowed to go in, or unless you're buying something, a lot of places you can't use the restroom. Well, then there's no porta potties. Nobody will let you use your bathroom or the bathroom. Where are you supposed to go to the bathroom when you have to go? Everybody has to go to the bathroom, so people go outside, and then they get in trouble, or even worse, they get a ticket. And then that can actually be a sex offender ticket if you get the right person in court. And so you could end up, because you can't access a bathroom. I've had a client that had this happen. He's now a registered sex offender because no one would let him use the bathroom. So it's crazy, all these things that you don't think of that happen to people just because they're just trying to live. People indoors don't think about that because everything just is much easier. This person said, "May the door be opened." When we're talking
Jesus.
about housing,
Yeah. Joshua David is this.
Yeah.
Two biblical names.
I like it.
I've had a lot of friends named David. I've known a few Joshuas too. Everybody's been good to me. A lot of people that I meet are mostly good to me. I've seen a few occasions. Actually, people weren't very friendly, and I didn't. Sometimes I say, hey, I didn't say nothing. I just sit there, saying something. Like in Santa Maria, California. They come out this tattoo place. Hey, let's kick some ass. They were talking about themselves. I was like, I just stopped there because I had a suitcase, walked down to the motel, and I had money, and I wasn't worried. I just want to get some rest. So they get on the way. They got all the time to run some situation. I was like, oh, not again. There's some alterate with somebody, walking, whatever's going on. So I tell people, you're still alive, man.
That's so funny.
But I don't have any fisticuffs lately. It was November 2 years ago, whatever. 2 Novembers ago, that's fine. But like I said, that was just super duper drunk and somebody bugging me on purpose and demanding me do this. I escaped.
Good. Well, I'm trying to think of any. What's your favorite things to do?
Well, I do like to. I like to read. I get information on certain, subjects. See, right now, the Spanish, that's one thing. And I got another book about how to repair my mountain bike, save me money there, and different things. I can do artwork. I had an art scholarship in 72 or 72. Yeah, and I did.
I didn't know that.
Santa Fe, the American Institute of Indian Art, or something like that. It's got whatever it is.
Dennis is native, for those of you that don't know by looking here.
3132nd Creek Tribe of the Muskogee Nation in Oklahoma, Okmulgee. Yeah, Will Simpson was our tribal member. I told you I was raised with his daughters and knew his whole family and knew him very well.
I'm Yaqui.
Yaqui?
So, yep.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I met some Yaquis the other day of Northern California, and also the people in the band there, Redbone, they're from the area. They're Yaqui too.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Two of them passed away. The brothers, alcohol, rock stars,
Oh, that's so
It happens.
Yeah. So I'm curious now. I'm changing the subject on you. With everything shut down with COVID and quarantine, what did that look like for you? What changed? What has that been like? Things are opening now for us, but what was that like for you?
Well, I just kind of learned to adjust to it. Like can't do this, can't do that. Like
for
example,
yeah.
Well, like the food stamps now. haven't checked it out yet, but last time I went over there, you can't go inside. I did it the other day. Pull the paper out and hand it to the officer, and then I'll call you. You know, my history on the phones, I could lose it. Like I told you, I left it plugged up there from like 8 to about 11 o'clock the other night behind the Starbucks. It was still there, but I forgot that. You know, my phone. It's not a big deal. Just some music. I'm not listening to music. I'm not thinking about the phone. I want to listen to music. Where's the phone at? You know. And the other day, I lost my wallet on the sidewalk for 18 minutes. Had $33 on it. It was still there. Crossed the Justice Center. If it's cold, people ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, around the Justice Center or whatever. I'm not laughing at. See, like I said, I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing at the situation of my luck. You mean, see? But I had the bad weather. I'm not going nowhere. I got my wallet back. Another time I lost my wallet and my keys and everything. And I had a bicycle lost that a few times. Lost all kind of stuff because I lost my keys. Or people steal them when you're sleeping. They stole my watch.
Oh, when you were asleep?
No, I was awake, and this dude come in, hey, you want to sell a lighter? And he must have kicked my watch because, was that in front of me? This time I put it beside me, and he came up that way, and then it was gone. So I just assumed he was the only person that was anywhere close to me that would have did that. And, you know, that's what I go to. And like I said, a lot of people doing the thievery, they disappear somewhere. They move out of the neighborhood or something, I don't know. Bigger opportunity.
So rotten.
Big house,
so rotten. People will steal everything.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the
I've seen so many people tell me
the dumbest stuff they will steal, literally, and they'll steal it right off you. They'll take your shoes right off you when you're asleep.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people walk around in those shoes in the morning, and I don't have to ask them. I know what happened, you know.
Yeah.
And,
so if you see people, I always tell people, when you see people walking around with just socks or no shoes, a lot of times it doesn't even mean they're crazy. It could mean that they got their stuff stolen in their sleep, and they got nothing.
I got my sleeping bag back the other day. 2 days, Brian over there, I dropped it, and I came back. I didn't see it. I was going just down to Carson, and I went to 4th Street, and I came back, and I didn't see it. And then I went to talk to him because he completely talked to himself. I can't deal with him sometimes. I went away, and the next day I seen it in his backpack. His Brian's on my sleeping bag. He didn't say anything. He just talked to himself to avoid the subject. I didn't say nothing. Then he was laying that down that night. Oh, you like my sleeping bag? And he didn't say nothing either. Next day, he lost his money card to get money, so he had no tobacco. He goes, it wasn't a cigarette for a lighter. I was, nah. Sleeping bag. I said, this is my sleeping bag, Brian. He gave it to me. I gave him the chains. He got some more chains to go get the cigars. Then he wants to, give me one out of the back. I gave him all the money for him, you know. So anyway, I had to avoid it. He's on a 2-week freeze.
He's on timeout.
NC list for 2 weeks.
All the more reason why Dennis needs housing. We need your help so he doesn't have to deal with people stealing his sleeping bag.
Well, that's probably a good friend. I help him out all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
but still.
You knew it was mine, but
yeah.
It's just a situation I go through. I don't get angry or nothing. Like I said, my anxiety is gone, as far as being about this, because I've learned to accept. So what can you do about it, you know?
Yeah.
Especially somebody's a big giant or something. You forget it, you know.
So what is one thing that you think people need to know about homelessness that they don't know, like a misconception?
Well, there's people that want housing and sustain a housing situation. There's people that can't. There's a lot of people that need help, and that's a big problem to figure out how to do that, you know. Because if you had a place like, we'll come here, but there's a lot of people want to go in there because they've probably been in a mental hospital before, and they're scared to go back in a situation like that, you know. So it's hard for them, because like I said, a lot of people are mentally ill, very many people, and they need assistance and help, and it's hard to let them know and help them out, because the matter of trust is one thing, and it's hard to help the people out. Other people, they just can't get everything together to play. They'll want to pitch in together, then that'll fall through, you know, and a lot of people, I know that happen. I don't know, there's probably been a percentage that went through and did things right. But you got to always realize there's people want to take advantage of you no matter what's going on. You never know until it happens, and it's too late.
Yeah. And I want to get him back in because we fattened him up. The last time he was indoors, he had a little poochy tummy. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were cooking good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So anybody out there, if you're listening and know of a room or a place within that, what did you say,
550, I'll go 550 or something like that. That's
within
great.
that 550 range for Dennis, please leave a message in the comments, because I would love to get him off the streets. He is working with the VA as well, but we're not sure when that is going to go, but he does have income, so if you know of anything, please let us know. I think that's all we got, unless you got something else, Dennis, for the people.
Not at the moment. I can't really think.
Closing thoughts?
Yes. Well, thank everybody for listening and getting hold of me, whatever you can. But like I said, I'm one person that I will abstain I missed a fried egg sandwich for one, and cooking rice and cooking potatoes.
Yeah, fried egg sandwich might
but
not
my
be
weight
so
was
good
down
for
to
you.
130 in the 130s last year, and I'm about 170 the other day. I'm buffing up,
Just
ready to go.
fighting weight.
That's what you said, yeah. But fighting the homelessness, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you say, housing, not handcuffs.
Yep. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a protest we did.
Yeah, and then they got that, they can arrest all these people, even me, on the sidewalk, but they haven't never enforced it. I was on television, Channel 8, right after they asked Channel 8 asked me what's going on. I told them, people lose their pets and everything, There's always got a pet,
Oh, yeah,
they
if you get
depend on that.
arrested. Oh.
Yeah, that's gone, and what that person's going to do, you know what I mean? It's really bad.
We had a guy, actually, now that you mention it, we had a gentleman that had a dog. I wanted to get the dog, and they wouldn't because I didn't have a release. And so then the guy got out of jail, and his pet was gone. And he'd had that pet forever. It was so sad.
One more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about children. Children are very okay. Dogs are okay. Cats, I don't know about it. But anyway, I'd rather hear a dog barking than children having fun. But I'd love to hear children having fun. So do you figure it out, huh?
Yeah. Okay,
but
so
children are okay, but
he's just saying he's cranky and he doesn't want to hear your kids.
Well, when my nieces are grown up, when they're little babies, there's 3 of them. Oh, geez.
Did you ever have any kids?
No children.
Okay.
But my nieces there's 3 girls, and they're all in my lap, because they hadn't seen me, and they were like, 2 or 3, whatever. It's okay, but geez, can I go smoke a cigarette, get a cup of coffee? Because they want to go with you or hang with you, and they cry sometimes when you leave them. You're like, hey, I just met you,
All right.
Yeah.
So preferably no kids if you got a spot.
Yeah, grandkids are fine, whatever, because they'll be leaving somewhere else.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we got for today. I'm going to take Dennis to lunch because I'm hungry.
Oh.
And he didn't know that, clearly from the reaction. I thought I told you that, but we're going to go grab lunch. And Vegas Test Kitchen, who has our produce. Thank you, Vegas Test Kitchen, for carrying our produce. So we're going to go try out. They have our kale right now. So I'll get you more than kale, though. But we're going to go eat at Vegas Test Kitchen. So we're going to sign off. And again, if you know of a spot, please let me know so we can get Dennis housed. That is what our appeal is today, and hopefully our takeaway is we will be able to share then that Dennis got housing. So thank you.
Yeah.
And yep.
Thank you, Meredith. I'm glad to see you.
Thank you, and bye everybody.
I know I'm not alive, and you're all angels.
You're too kind. Say goodbye to everybody,
Goodbye,
Dennis.
everybody, and thank you very much. Yeah.